All right, today you're here with Steve from Tricked Out Cycles, and we are going to be doing an installation on exhaust system that we're proud to be an importer of. This is the CS exhaust system made straight from Brazil. So we're going to be installing this on a 2017 Suzuki Gsxr 750. We have all the fairings off the bike because it's also here for a custom paint job, something that we do a lot of. So and also some other powder coating work. But we're going to be showing you the installation and how to do this yourself. So when you purchase from us, this is what you're getting, along with the smooth side shield that will go on there, which I have in the box still. So we're going to go ahead and remove the factory exhaust system and go ahead and show you how to put this exhaust system right on your bike. You can see these very nice quality, all labeled. So you'll be able to select your correct head tubes, put them in, go to your collector, which is all labeled, real nice, and then right into your muffler. Comes with some instructions on the exhaust servo bypass, which this will eliminate the exhaust cables. This will bolt to your servo motor and will trick it to think the cables are still on there. So this is an option that they do give you the part with the unit, or like we do also sometimes is plug in an electronic servo bypass, which will just electronically do the same thing. So it does come with your silicone sealant and also some Loctite, a huge array of stickers, and the decal for the plastic side cover, and a couple pamphlets. So real good. We're going to go ahead and get this removed and go through the installation step by step. So obviously we're going to go ahead and take off the factory, loosen all the factory mounting points, remove the exhaust cables from the exhaust system itself. We'll loosen the radiator so we can just swing that out of the way so we don't have to lose any coolant or disable the cooling system to remove the exhaust system. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Just pulling the header bolt out right now. I've already loosened removed the bolts where the canister mounts to the underneath of the body. And once you get this out, I already unplugged the O2 sensor from the wiring harness and removed the exhaust servo cables out. So that's really the only thing that can hold you up at this point. So these are the toughest part to get to, and I'm doing it, I don't want to remove the radiator. So you just gotta work in here. And if I had air wrench, it would be a lot quicker, but I'm too lazy to go get one. But you really don't want to use an air wrench when you're going to put this back together, so it takes a couple more minutes to do it the old-fashioned way. Alright, so the oxygen sensor plug is disconnected, but you can't pull it out because of the plug and the frame, so you want to make sure so you don't pull that and loosen the oxygen sensor, remove it, and you're not twisting it because it's unplugged. So this will be out in a second, and then I'll be able to pull the exhaust system right off the bike. Okay, just remove the factory exhaust system. You want to check in here, make sure all your exhaust gaskets do not fall out. You can see these gaskets will fall out. A lot of people overlook that. They fall out, then they get their back on and they hear an exhaust leak. And that is one of the biggest things to see. Make sure your collector gaskets are still in there. And these are made to be crushed down. You can use these over. One simple thing to do, you take them out, flip them, and put them back in the opposite way. They'll just get a slight impression from the exhaust. So these things are good to use multiple times for sure. Let's see which ones fell out. Just those two. And one thing that's really easy to do, so they don't fall out on you, just put a dab of silicone on them, just to actually hold them in place so they don't fall out during your installation, because that happens so many times that you'll think you have it in there and you'll find it on your shop floor. So a little cheat to keep them in there while they're waiting for me to install the new pipe. So we're going to take these A, B, C, and D and just run straight across there. A is going to be my number 4 cylinder. Always number 1, so I'm going to start. This will be the outside tube, so I'll start with the one just in from there. I'm basically just holding the collector from spinning around and getting the exhaust flanges start. I'm just going to get them finger tight, get them all started, and then you'll stick your collector onto it, so that's not a challenge. Once they're all a little snugged up, you'll be able to slide the 4-into-1 right on this with no issues. Get my light. What? All right, got all 4 collectors on. Now we're going to put the 4-into-1 pipe. recommended a little coat on each cylinders to help these slip in and for sealing. See, it slips off in pretty easily. Now I'm just gonna put pressure on the front and wiggle them and push them all in, and you can pretty much feel them bottom out. So right where I need to be. The exhaust is hand tight, so I just have to go back and snug up all the collector bolts. Then we'll proceed, after I get them tightened up, I'm gonna proceed to put the oxygen sensor in, and then we will have our servo valve, pop the cables off, and we're going to go ahead and remove it and put the block off plate that they give you, and install the muffler. So I'm going to go ahead and get that going, and we'll see you at the last step. And for this, I like working from the inside bolts. For this, I'll work from the inside to the out, snugging them each up. And then one thing you always do before you button up the radiator and you put the side plastics back on, you want to go ahead and do a pre-start on this, make sure you don't have any exhaust leaks, cover the exhaust, give it some excessive back pressure, and make sure you check for leaks before you get everything buttoned up. So you learn that the hard way. If this is the first or 100th time you do it, if you assume everything is perfect, without doing a simple startup before you put everything back together. Not only does it waste time, it's hot. You gotta wait for everything to cool down. So torque these down and we'll move over to the other side. Thought it was going to bolt directly to the frame, so you need this one mounting bracket off of the factory muffler. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove that and go ahead and reinstall that. You can see basically this is going to bolt directly on and line right back up. Start that on right there. So now you can see the holes are a little off, so that's showing me I got to compress the pipes a little bit more. Now it's just a final tap to get all the pipes seated back in. And you can tell because the exhaust mount on the muffler was just a little bit off, and that position's fixed, so they want you to be able to go right back in with it. Wiggle room. So we got all that side started. So I'm going to start the other side and tighten it all down in one shot. This one's still a little teeny bit off. In and push this into place, and they line right up. I'll be able to put these bolts right back in here. It's hard with my one hand. There's a top. Now this is going to fit pretty much in most of your Suzuki Gsxr models. There's going to be some slight variations through the years, and pretty much on any bike that the exhaust system is going on, this is going to be your procedure. Remove the side plastics and remove the factory exhaust, and then really repeat the process, getting everything off. Everything fits at all the factory mounting points. There's no adjusting, no grinding, no bending, nothing necessary such as that. So this is a great quality exhaust at a great price point. But you can see I easily put this on with some simple hand tools, so it's not a difficult job. And we'll just get the process finished up here. All right, so I took the two 10mm bolts out, removed, showing the servo, exhaust servo motor, and I popped the cables out. So I'm just this little retainer bit. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull these out here one at a time. It's a little smaller. We're going to get the right size tool, and we're going to take that out and then swap it out with this one, which will hold it and imitate the cables, and then bolt that back up. But otherwise, here we are. This is the complete product right here. Now, unfortunately, I cannot start this bike because there's no fuel tank on it. This bike is getting painted. We just wanted to do this for all installation purposes. I'm going to remove the, gives you a little exhaust noise restrictor in there, which we're going to take that out of there. We don't want that. So take that little screw, they give you that, which everybody's going to remove this. They give you the screw zip tied on there, not even installed properly because they know you don't want that on there. So you can see the mounting hardware for the custom flange is already in the bolts with lock washers. So just take them off. And there you have it. That is the complete installation of the new CS exhaust. It lays perfectly smooth with the sideline of the body, and your factory body work comes in there and fills in the gap. Makes it a beautiful, seamless system, has a great sound, which you'll have to watch in our next video. This is the installation video. We will be doing a full video on this bike as the paint work and the other assembly gets completed on it. But I hope you enjoyed today's installation. If you have any questions, any comments, we will have a complete list of makes and models, and we're working on new bikes every day. But there is a great variety of complete list of exhausts that the CNS of bikes that the CNS exhaust will fit. So give us a call. Tricked Out Custom Cycles. We are your U.S. distributor for CS exhaust systems and many other great products. So check us out at trickedOutCycles.com.